ping pong ball in a cup and shaking it back and forth. It was moving that fast.
Hey, you guys, I'm going live because my kid has my phone and I can't have a lot of thoughts about this Joe Rogan show. So I can't use my phone to make a recorded video, which is what I would normally do, because my kid has my phone. So I don't know how to do a lot of technological things, and I can't figure out how to record a video with my laptop, or my son's laptop, so here I am. I'm going live. So let's go back here. This is Joe Rogan's podcast. I got to get back. It was CORBELL, I think. I'm going to go back to my history. And here we are. Is that right? I don't think that's right. No, that's definitely not right. So I was watching Joe Rogan podcast number 1315 is what it is. So I'm going to go there to search because for some reason it's not showing up in my search history, although I was just watching it on my phone. I mean, on my TV. So Joe Rogan's podcast is just talking nuts. And like he always does, he's groovy. And here we're going to go Joe Rogan. And then we're going to go, nope, that's not what I wanted. Go back up. And then we're going to go to space. We're going to type in number 1315. That'll make it a lot easier on us. On me. Number. So I'm just trying to figure out my niche on YouTube, to be completely honest. I'm trying to gain my following and build a platform. I'm not trying to. I am doing it. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that rapidly rather than, in a slow motion. I'd rather do it rapidly. I'm anticipating being able to have a following and talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. So I'll figure out whatever it is that my niche is so I can do things on YouTube. Okay, so here I am. We're watching the Joe Rogan Experience, number 1315. I want to get back to where they were, where I got all stressed. Okay, with Bob Lazar and Jeremy Corbell. Okay, here we go. Look.
The thing shows up 60 miles away. They noticed it on radar 60 seconds after it left Commander Fravor, but it was at the task point.
Okay, so that's not what I'm feeling. Moved on. Okay, so let's see what they say here. See if I can find the spot.
What's fascinating to me too is that you were discussing this, the way this.
I should have smoked. I should have medicated before I got on here, man. 420 time.
No, it's okay. Nothing is connected. There's no wiring at all.
That freaks me the fuck out. Charge your iPhone, yeah. Well, wireless.
Yeah, I mean that's a simple electromagnetic. Yeah, I know again, but that's just simple electromagnetic induction.
But I mean, Tesla, the scientist.
Hey, so I'm going to wait till it gets to the point. Did you guys ever hear that you can, with your energy, actually sprout a seed? I wrote it down last night, the name of the person, Chinling Su, a Chinese person, and a lot of people have done this. I was watching The Universe Inside You on YouTube here.
Well, we probably wouldn't have computers.
So, The Universe Inside You, the lady was talking about magnetic energy. And I looked it up, and it is true. You can sprout a seed with your energy. So that's completely berserk. So the bottom line is that energy is just beyond amazing. There's so many things you can do. We just have to learn how to channel the energy. I'm trying to figure this part out.
Heaters from all over the place with no wires, but it would stop modern electronics.
And if we became dependent on it, it would almost be like our dependence on fossil fuels. Although it's destructive, it's very difficult.
Okay, I really want to find the spot where the guy gets into it and they're literally talking about some crazy shit. I'm going to emphasize what I think they're talking about.
That he related YouTube that looked like a human could make was this honeycomb hatch, and I always loved
Okay,
that.
let's keep going. So at one point they start. Oh, my noodles! Hold on, you guys. Watch Joe for a minute. I'm making spaghetti.
You were on that list, so it proved you worked there, even though people were trying to deny it. They were trying to use that as a way to discredit you. That you never did work at Los Alamos. You weren't really a scientist. What was that like to experience? I mean, of course, we're talking about the 1980s, the 1990s, when you could get away with something like that.
Yeah, obviously there were a lot less records on computers at that time. It was still file cabinets and folders. But yeah, that was frightening. That was one of the first things I started. I think George Knapp was the first one that uncovered that. I mean, he saw my birth certificate disappear.
It disappeared.
Yeah,
there was no record of you being.
Yeah, there was no record of that. There was no record.
His mom tells me about that. Like, it was frightening for her. He's got a real family, you know. He's a real person. It's frightening for her.
But even the Los Alamos thing really surprised me, and it was so adamant that this guy never worked here. Don't be ridiculous. And George went back and forth, for
I got the letters on the wall.
Months. I mean, it was ridiculous. But fortunately, somebody came up with a 1982.
Hi, Farley. Hi, Farley girl.
Originally, I told you. When I worked there, I was on the front page.
My noodle tastes delicious. My son and his dog are outside getting brushed. My son's brushing his dog in that slider over there.
Working here at Los Alamos, so there was at least something there. But somehow George came up.
Hey, so lately.
Then Bob took George with cameras into Los Alamos.
Oh yeah. So we flew out.
The last few times I made spaghetti noodles or any noodles, I've been putting turmeric in it. And a little of the Knorr's chicken broth with tomato in it. And those noodles taste really good. So I'm not.
That was able to read the size of your digits.
No, that was S4.
That was S4. And explain that.
So now this is.
I'm not able to.
This is back in the 80s, where when you
find the spot where they were talking, man.
Use this technology. It's kind of shit, actually. They didn't keep it for very long. Beginning of biometrics, so I was able to reveal it in my film.
I think this might be the spot. Hold on. They're basically starting to talk about, like what did he say? We terraform the Earth, and that we terraform the Earth.
What can the public have?
Well, even if they're not working there, they want to live their lives.
He says we terraform the Earth. And what's to make you think that there's not extraterrestrials who are looking down on us, terraforming us and our Earth, and how we terraform our Earth and the creatures here and just everything in general. And what they're really talking about, they can't say it. They're beating around the bush, and I know they know.
So Mike Pym was the guy that did the security.
But this is the case, you guys. Mesa Mountains, not all of them, but a lot of them are actually petrified tree stumps from the beginning of time. You've heard of the Tree of Life? The Tree of Life. Okay, the Mesa Mountains are all over the world, and we don't know this. I mean, people know this, but we don't, this is not something they really teach us in school. They teach us crazy things like the Mesa Mountains were created from lava fallout and just off the wall stuff. And there's just no way that lava falls the way that the Mesa Mountains have been, the way that they lay, or the way that they are. So I'm just going to break it out to you guys right now. Here we go. Let's see. How many minutes are I'm only at 9 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. So the Mesa Mountains are likely, I'm not guaranteeing this, okay, but nobody's saying it straight out on TV because they're all scarred to seem crazy. But F that news, and let me tell you the facts. I'm pretty positive that the Mesa Mountains, most of them are petrified tree stumps, okay? I have ways that I can show you this. I got to figure this out. Okay, so go on YouTube and find, here we go. Let me do this. Go on YouTube and Google man finds tree stump bigger than the Empire State Building or some crazy ass shit like that. Okay, so let me go there. Let me get back to my regular YouTube channel where I have all these things saved like a very good girl. So there's a YouTube channel where this guy does just a lot of off the wall stuff. And when I found out, I watched a movie referred to me by my friend named Jason Casey from elementary school. And so this is the case. He introduced me to a video on YouTube called "There Are No Forests on Flat Earth." Somebody has omitted the name since then, and it is now just called "There Are No Forests on Earth," I think. However, this has nothing to do, in my opinion, about flat Earth. At this moment, I don't care if the Earth is flat or not. I don't wonder. I'm pretty positive it's round. Now, Agartha may be true, and there may be some type of weird center of the Earth, but I'm not positive of that. However, I can't find anything to invalidate the thought that most of the Mesa Mountains are petrified tree stumps from the beginning of time. And there's a man on YouTube that shows you proof, undeniable proof from Google Earth, where he found in Madagascar 8-mile wide tree stumps, and 12 miles diagonal from that, he shows you the freaking tree branches and the leaves. So if you look at the Mesa Mountain, the mountains, you'll see that a lot of them are flat, especially here where I live in Kingman, flat. And when you're driving down and you're looking at them into the valley, you'll see that they look like tree stumps once you're aware. Okay. So then in Madagascar, he shows you an 8-mile wide tree stump. It's not a joke. And you can view this on Google Earth. And then he takes you 12 miles diagonal to the left corner and shows you how a lot of the mountains that are steepled, they have the steep, I can't even think right now. You guys, I got sick from COVID last year, and a lot of other things were, a lot of elements were in my life. Other things were ailing me, and I had congestive heart failure. I still do, I'm sure. And I almost died. They gave me 6 months to live. So my mind is completely fried from being so sick. And my thoughts get mixed up. My words get mixed up, So my kids will be here and I'll be like, hey, hand me that. And I mean the remote control, but I'll be like, hand me that pen. I mean the shoe. I mean, hand me that remote control, So, okay. So forgive my words when they get mixed up. So the mountains that come to peaks at the top, not all of them, but a grip of them are going to be fallen tree branches from these humongous tree stumps, and then the leaves that make the peaks and then the ridges down the sides. It's not a joke. You can see this in Madagascar. I'm going to find the video right now. Hopefully I don't have to yell at my son to give me the phone, because I'm going to find you guys the video right now about these tree stumps. Man finds tree stumps with leaves bigger than the Empire State Building, I think it's called. I wish my Google would listen to me when I talk on my television. So I have these things saved. Let me get to the right page. But I'm pretty positive now that we're talking about it. Man finds tree stump with leaves bigger than the Empire State Building. You need to look that up. That would be a great thing for you if you're interested in what the hell's really going on in our lives. Because this is what's really going on in our life. I'm telling you right now, okay? I think this is the truth. I can't find anything to invalidate these thoughts. So since I was turned on to the movie that I told you about, There Are No Forests on Flat Earth, but don't worry about that flat Earth part, because I'm pretty sure they took that out. So it's just now There Are No Forests. And I'm trying to find my thing. It's not here. Damn it. I discontinued a bunch of my things. Okay. So there are no forests on flat Earth. It's going to be hard to find. So just look up There Are No Forests. There's a lot of people who made videos about this. And you'll see that it's undeniable. There's Mesa Mountains all over the earth. They're all chopped off at the top. You've got to wonder, how did that happen? They're identical to tree stumps. There's no way they're lava formations. Watch the video. And then you follow it up with the gentleman. I wish I could remember the name, and I wish I had my phone, and my son's making me crazy, so I can't do this right now. But at least I'm giving you the information. It's called Man Finds Tree Stump Taller than the Empire State Building. And that shows you what I'm talking about. So you have to wonder, if you investigate this, like I'm telling you, you're going to have to wonder. I mean, if I don't seem like a lunatic, which I might, but if you just look this up, it's not going to be hard to check it out. And then unless you're just completely asleep and in no way woke, you won't even know what I'm talking about. But so check this out. Again, it's I'm just going to be posting this shit. I really wanted to post this onto my other YouTube channel, which is called I'm Not a Butterfly, but I am not signed into that channel on this tablet, on this laptop that belongs to my son, and my other son has my phone. So I went ahead, like I said, to make this live video, and I'm watching the Joe Rogan show is what provoked me, because on Joe Rogan show, they're freaking I know they're talking. You got to read between the lines, right? I know they're talking about this. And so they're talking about, we what's the word I used earlier? We terraform the earth. And what's to say there's not extraterrestrials doing that on a larger scale to us? Like, what if they're not involved? And really, they're trying to talk about this crazy shit that I'm trying to introduce to you guys. And I'm not really, going to do a great job at the moment because I haven't written a script or written down any of my thoughts. And I have a problem with, jumping thoughts. So, oh, look at that. I see myself live right now. And here we go. We're going to go to the library. We're going to try to pull up this thing on history right now. And of course, it doesn't show up. Why doesn't this shit show up in my history? Maybe I'm on the wrong channel. So anyways, they just started talking about terraforming the earth. And I know they're talking about, so along with the fact that the Mesa Mountains are petrified tree stumps, more than likely, I can't find a way to deny it or invalidate that. And that, a lot of the other mountains are, I'm going to throw it at you. Watch the movies. I can't remember the names, but just Google it about the mountains being giants. There's multiple mountains that are like basically undeniably a giant unless you're asleep. They're sleeping freaking giants. And pretty soon I'm going to post here a picture I took one time when we were driving through Oatman. Me and my friend Jason were driving through Oatman, and we took a picture. I think he might have taken the picture. And it's a face. It's a huge little rock-like formation on the side of the road, but it's a fucking face. Excuse me, but it really is. And so it's just insane. And if you want to know more about giants and how they are actually part of the mountains and their remains are everywhere to be found, undeniably, you need to look at, watch this YouTube channel by somebody named Roger. And his channel is called Mud Fossil University. And with Mud Fossil University, at first when I started watching that channel, I was like, I knew it was valid, and it felt very valid in my soul and in the pit of my stomach and in my heart. And rationally, I knew it was valid, but it was very hard because I'm still very asleep in some ways. I'm working really hard to open my third eye right now, but that has a lot to do with drinking tap water and cooking with tap water, and that has a lot of fluoride, which is intentionally put into our water. And the first thing fluoride does when it enters your body is attack your pineal gland and start to calcify your pineal gland, which is actually your third eye. And it keeps you in contact with God and your primitive self, your God. And so the bottom line is that I forgot what I was fucking saying. But Mijo, will you turn off my noodles? I'm sure they're cooked. Please, thank you. The bottom line is, watch Roger from Mud Fossil University here online. He shows you and explains to you a great deal about giants and how that works, and he undeniably proves this to you. There's no way to discredit a grip of what he says. And on top of it, I knew he was truthful, but it was very hard to swallow, so I had a hard time watching him, even though I really wanted to. I would lose focus